Welcome to the 18th century European countryside. Before the roar of engines and the soot of factories, life was dictated by the rhythm of nature and the setting sun. In quiet cottages, the putting out system defined the economy. Here, a single woman might spend all day spinning wool by hand to support her family. But Britain held a secret advantage. Beneath the soil lay massive coal deposits, and across the land, rivers flowed, ready to be harnessed for industrial power. As the population grew, so did the demand for goods. Simple hand tools began to evolve into complex mechanical looms, signaling the start of a massive transformation. Economist Adam Smith observed this shift, theorizing that the division of labor in places like pin factories would drastically increase productivity and change the world forever. However, this progress came at a cost. The Enclosure Acts forced many off their common lands, pushing peasants toward the growing urban centers in search of work. The true catalyst of the revolution was James Watt and his perfection of the steam engine. This massive machine provided the reliable power needed to fuel industry. In the coal mines, steam-powered pumps replaced horses, allowing miners to go deeper and extract more fuel than ever before, accelerating the pace of production. Watt's invention required capital. Here, he pitches his revolutionary design to wealthy investors in an opulent palace, bridging the gap between science and commerce. The investors were mesmerized. The era of human and animal power was ending, replaced by the relentless synchronized turning of iron gears and steam pistons. Steam whistles began to scream across the horizon, releasing thick clouds of white smoke into the once clear skies of the British countryside. Mobility was the next frontier. The first steam locomotives began to crawl across the land, connecting distant cities in a way that had never been possible. The landscape changed almost overnight. Green fields were swallowed by the sprawl of red brick factories and towering chimneys that defined the new urban heartlands. Inside these textile mills, the pace was grueling. Workers moved in perfect sync with the machines, their lives now governed by the clock rather than the sun. The reality was often harsh. Small children were employed for their size, crawling under dangerous machinery to clear debris, illustrating the darker side of this progress. Families poured into the cities, living in cramped, sketched tenement buildings. Urban migration turned small towns into massive, overcrowded hubs of industry and struggle. The streets became dark and soot-covered. Child workers walked in long lines toward the factories, their childhood sacrificed to the gears of the Industrial Revolution. The environmental impact was immediate. Local rivers, once clear, turned black with industrial waste, a visible cost of the rapid manufacturing boom. By 1851, Britain celebrated its dominance at the Great Exhibition. Queen Victoria presided over the Crystal Palace, a monument to industrial achievement and global trade. Not everyone embraced the change. Luddite protesters, fearing for their livelihoods, took to the dark alleyways to destroy the very machines that threatened to replace them. Despite the conflict, the infrastructure grew. Trains began crossing massive bridges, sewing together distant cities and creating a truly national economy. The tension between capital and labor reached a boiling point. Factory owners in fine suits often found themselves at odds with the workers demanding better conditions. Eventually, the government had to intervene. In the halls of Parliament, lawmakers debated the first labor laws, slowly beginning to regulate the industrial machine. The revolution wasn't just physical, it was intellectual. The rise of the printing press meant that ideas and news could travel as fast as the trains themselves. Looking back, the transformation is staggering. In just 150 years, the world moved from horse-drawn plows to a complex, global industrial skyline. Today, James Watt's legacy lives on. The steam engines of the past have paved the way for the high-tech, automated factories of our modern digital age. The revolution spread far beyond Britain's shores, crossing oceans and continents to reshape the global economy into the interconnected system we see today. From the first puff of steam to the neon lights of the modern city, The Industrial Revolution remains the most significant shift in human history. The patents and designs of that era laid the foundation for every comfort we enjoy today. Their sketches became our reality. Thanks for joining us on this journey through history. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Industrial Revolution, don't forget to say hello in the comments. Be sure to subscribe and like for more historical documentaries. What should we explore next? Let us know below.